Hey there guys, I'm back at it again, not at the Krispy Kreme. Welcome back to the End Only Wandering Trader Challenge, or maybe just welcome if it's your first time here. If it's first time here, I'm not really going to go back and explain everything. Just know everything that you see here was accomplished entirely through using End Only with a command block setup that spawns a Wandering Trader in every so often. So, last episode, what did we do? Well, last episode, I had worked on this whole ocean, lake, I don't really know what you want to call it, the body of water here. So I went back, placed down leaves, placed water on top of the leaves, destroyed all the leaves, and now there's just a bunch of water suspended over the void. And I think I chopped down enough trees to make the Lorax cry, so that was pretty fun. Because I just needed so many freaking leaves. I think I placed like 50,000 when I checked my statistics. That was pretty cool. So did that last episode, and you can see I am in not good armor. And the reason for that is I had a little incident with my elytra towards the end of the episode. So I am now in mediocre armor and, well, almost no armor. So what did I want to get done this episode? I think first order of business is just to put together some mediocre gear real quick, just so I'm not like armorless. And I think one of the things I also want to do is build a fishing pond, because we currently have 2 fish here. Well, not like a fishing pond, but a pond literally just for fish, because I have these 2 fish here, which are Gregory and unnamed fish number 2, and they have been sitting here chilling for probably a good 30 hours in this really tiny pond. So I want to make something with that. I could theoretically just dump them both into the giant lake out here. However, because there are no walls and no bottom, I think they would eventually end up just like falling into the void or dying. Or maybe just getting trapped in one of these like little alcoves, I guess is probably what you would call them. But it would be cool to make a pond for them to be in. And maybe third thing I might want to do is make either a kelp farm or a better food farm. And I actually do have an idea for a better food farm, but it would take a bit to set up and require some experimentation. Actually, I can probably just tell you, my idea for the better food farm is an automatic mushroom farm, which I know it doesn't sound like super fantastic. However, I am living in the end with only stuff provided by the Wandering Trader, and I have very minimal dirt and no livestock. Well, scratch that, give me 1 second. No livestock besides these guys, although they don't really drop any meat. So, no, don't go out. Stay in there. But yeah, I would like to secure a better food source that's not chorus fruit, because those kind of teleport you around a little bit. And I do have mushrooms here, but I actually think this farm stopped working because I put too much light around it. So I would want to relocate this somewhere. I did sort of do a little experiment with seeing how much mushrooms would grow. I placed, I think, 1 brown mushroom down here at the start of last episode, and now there's 8, 9, 10. So there's been 9 mushrooms produced over... Cats on my computer, 1 second. So there have been 9 mushrooms produced over the course of... I think that like took me like 20 hours to set up the lake ocean thing. I didn't check my playtime statistic, but it took me a while. But I do have an idea for an automatic mushroom farm without redstone. Well, sort of without redstone, but I would need to do some experimentation, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this episode. I could... One other thing I might do is make a massive kelp factory I forgot I don't have fall damage. Because I do have this little kelp farm here, which does give me kelp. Which I then can turn into bone meal, and I can bone meal beetroots to get very small amounts of beetroots, which is food, I guess. But theoretically, I could make a bigger one, but I think we have a lot of that in there. I forgot I was like harvesting that like all last episode. For now, though, I'm gonna go ahead and get some gear set up. If you guys want to join me for that. Oh. I guess I do have some loot from a an end city run that I just like never cleared out. So let me just pick out like some decent stuff. Route 3, that's good enough. Route 3. I do like want better armor, but at the same time, I'm not like gonna do like a ton of stuff this episode. So let me get, I guess, a chest. Well, I'll use an elytra. I got a bunch of them. And I've learned that it is probably a good idea to keep a spare on you, because stuff can happen. But since I'm going to be at base for most of this episode, I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Let me clear out my inventory a bit too. Boop. Tools. So got sword. Got pickaxe. Like mending. You know what, I'll go ahead and make a mending pickaxe at least. Need silk touch, unbreaking, and mending. Mending. I don't. Oh, there's a mending. Wait, that's mending iron though. I guess I'll put it in my inventory and see if I can find a efficiency 5 and silk touch on a iron. Well, there's just regular mending. Oop, there's efficiency 5. Oh. Now I just need silk touch. There we go. But that should make a decent pickaxe. I'll just put these ones away for now. And while I'm here, I will grab some diamonds to make an axe. And I used up all of my iron and actually a good chunk of my diamonds last episode, so I think maybe next episode I'm gonna do some more in-city raids. Let me get this pickaxe situation sorted real quick. Going down. Oh yeah, there's a there's a bit of water on the farm right now. And also, I don't know how it... Oh, did it flood my farm? You stink. Do I have any mangrove roots down here? I need something to block that off. Why did that flood? Oh, because I didn't put any over the corners. Yeah, and also, I don't know how, but the Enderman farm, like, is spawning significantly less Enderman now, so I'm gonna need to sort that situation out eventually. I don't know if I'm gonna deal with today, though. I don't actually know where the Endermen are spawning, though. Oh, that's darkness. Alright, I don't have Depth Strider or Aqua Respirator, or whatever the water breathing enchantment is. Or lung capacity, I guess is probably a better name for it. So, where on earth are all the Endermen spawning at, then? Legitimately no idea. I'm guessing I just created like a massive dark spot somewhere. Forgot I have the shulker in here who's now actually has a view. Hello. Goodbye. I guess I could just use a I think I have like a really tiny Enderman farm over there. I guess I could just use that for now. Oh, maybe they're over here actually. I saw a lot of them over here last episode. Let me go check that. I check my entities. It's apparently 50 right now. Oh. Well, there's some over here now. What? Why are there so many? Why is there so many? My god. I don't think that's in render distance of the farm. I don't... Why are there so many? No, I could set up a little kill platform over here at least to get a little bit of XP. Boop, boop, boop. Not the best, but it'll do for now. Come here, boys. Come here. Psst, 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 psst. There we go. Oh my god, I've grown far too used to having like a good farm and a good sword, because this is going a lot slower than using the farm. I probably should have brought an anvil here, but that would have been the smart thing to do. Round 2. Yeah, I might have to check and see if there's any dark spots in my base anywhere. It is ridiculous how much stuff slowed down. I think I'm gonna take the tower up there and actually just do like a Lytra flight around the outside of the lake thing. Because the Enderman farm should not have slowed down by that much. Especially not when all I did was literally just place water. Maybe it's something to do with lag. Let me go check. Actually, wait 1 second. I'll go give it a look though. See if I can find any spots of Endermen spawning around. Alright, come with me guys. So I think some dark spots right there. I don't think that would be where they... Well, they're spawning there now. I don't think that's where they were spawning before though. Some boats there. It's spawning there now that I upped my simulation distance. That might have been it. Although there's only 3 there. That might not have been it. Maybe I'll check the other side of stuff. Kind of wondering if the leaf ceiling is too low or something. It's not like the water would have made anything darker. I think the end dimension is already at light level 0. Alright, let me check the other side, I guess. Oh, there's some right there, actually. That might... still kind of far. This spot's kind of cool. Don't think it's it, though. Some spots right there, I guess. I think those will help anyways. I lit them up. Let me go grab some white blocks anyways. I don't know if those are the actual spawns that are causing problems, but I don't know where else they would realistically be, so... Is this where all of you guys were? Except there. Okay, yeah, there's a lot in here. This might have been it. Wait, no. You're fine. What's the best way to get out of this? I guess I'll... Yoink. I can just hit him from the water. Oh, well. I think my problem just took care of itself. Yeah, there's a lot of them here. That might have been it. Wait a sec, I just had an idea. Because I have to get rid of these guys, but like, I don't necessarily have to fight them. Right here. Come on, you guys can do it. No, your pathfinding is terrible. Come on, you can do it. Oh, kind of, maybe. These guys might have mega stupid disorder. Why are you going there? Fall off? Oh, okay. If I go closer, they'll like be tempted. But why are you going there? I don't... What are you doing? Okay, well... Saw one of them fall into the void, so like, oh yes, I shall push the rest of them into the void, but they're not. And they are slowly killing themselves to water. I guess if I just sit here long enough, they'll eventually do it themselves. I just realized I probably could have just let them despawn. That probably would have been easier than doing this, but I guess it's less fun, maybe. Alright. So I think there's gonna be at least one just sitting up here. Oh. No, never mind. Alright, let me place down the last few blocks I got and then check the farm to see if that's sped things up any. Alright, let's see. Has that improved the spawn rates at all? No. Well, now what do I do? Thought it was maybe because I created like a dark spot somewhere, but it's looking like a no. No, I'll just pick up my anvil. Just use like the little small Enderman like hidey holes up top until I get a decent pickaxe. Touch. And next enchantment just costs 5. Okay, so I guess I don't really need to worry about the Enderman farm right now, because definitely do it this way just fine. Come here, boys. Alright. And that should be good enough for now. Bonk. So... next up on the agenda was a fishing pond, or not a fishing pond, a fish pond. Now where do I want to put that? Alright, so for the pond a la fish, where do I want to put this? So I think the two things I have to do this episode now are the fish pond, and I want to make a kelp, like another one of those kelp buildings just to grow kelp, but a lot bigger. So I'm probably gonna do like a bigger one on the mainland somewhere. That island over there, I think I want to save for like a little park. Well, I guess I could put the fishing pond there. Actually, that might look kind of cool. Yeah, actually, I might do that. I guess I'll put the kelp farm. So ideally, it should be somewhat close to base, but I also don't want to obstruct any sight lines. So I guess I would probably put it either like right there. Actually, I probably could just do right there, or maybe right there, or maybe right here too, because it's like perching out a bit. That would be nice and twinny. It's nice that the other one. I think there would probably look better. I would like to have something over here just to like break it up a little bit, or break up the island a little bit, but I don't know what I'm gonna do over there yet. Yeah, I guess I'll make it over there. Could make like a little green island over there actually. Oh, you know what I could do over there if I'm turning that into a park? So down here, I have what I like to call poor man's dirt, which is just mangrove logs with moss carpets on top, which grow on mangrove trees. And I was sort of trying to make some fake grass over here, but you get very few grass or moss carpets per mangrove tree. However, I chopped down a whole bunch of mangrove trees last episode, so maybe I have 5 stacks. I think that's enough to do something with. And also I got a whole bunch of wood. I guess I could go make a little pond over there, yeah. So if I was doing it over there, what else would I need? Probably making a mangrove tree over there would look cool. Fake dirt, water. I should probably grab some kelp so I could fill it. What else do I want? I guess some bone meal for the seagrass stuff. I'd like to set up a auto composter for bone meal, but that would take 15 iron? No. 10 iron at least. And I am completely out of iron at the moment, so guess I'm not going to worry about it for now. And do I want to do anything different for like the base of the pond thing? Could I use brown mushrooms? That might work. Maybe I could use white mushroom stems. Maybe those look better. These would definitely look more like earthy, like the brown mushroom stems. It'd be cool if I had some red mushroom stems, but those are not in stock at the moment. Because a wandering trader has yet to stop by and give me any. Oh, I have sugarcane in here too? I haven't checked that in a while. Do I have any other good building blocks for dirt? Or like riverbed stuff? I could like place a few of these in the water enclosure thing I got, like the small pond I got over here. I'll see how these look. Actually, it does look kind of cool. Yeah, I think that looks fine. It's definitely better than just end stone, I think. It looks kind of muddy. Oh, what I could do is sort of have it look like mud sort of spreading out from the base of the pond. I guess I could do that. Although that would mean I would have to farm like a good amount of mushroom stems, so. Or not mushroom stems, but brown mushroom blocks. Guess let me get some bone meal in. Alright, so sort of having a thought, and while I was composting some stuff, I remembered something, which is that my buddy and I are going on a road trip to Virginia. I don't think we really have a reason for Virginia other than just like family lives there. But I have not had a vacation from work in at least 6 months. The reason I am bringing it up though is because I remembered I gotta like pack and get stuff ready, and I haven't really done that yet. So I might have to like not do everything I was planning this episode. So I think I might just make the fish pond over here and maybe decorate the island a bit, and then worry about the kelp farm next episode. Just have like a shorter episode. I think I'm gonna make the fishing pond mostly in the center bit up here. Don't know entirely how I want to do this. I think I'm gonna actually get this aerial view since I got this. A convenient water stream anyways. Yes, looking at it from above, probably dead center would be best. I don't really want to get rid of too much of the island. I don't want to flatten it too much because I think that sort of slightly shaped terrain looks better than just like flat ground. I guess I would just start digging a hole up here. See how this works. I guess I probably should only try and take up like half of the island, and I can leave the other half to have some stuff up here. I don't know what I'd want to have up here, but I did say I wanted a park, so maybe I don't actually know. Could have some other decorations on the island though. Maybe I could have some sort of like small farm over here, just so I have like something to do while I'm over here. So what I think I think this will be big enough for a pond. It's a lot better than like the small one over there. It is... I don't know if I like the shape of that. I might have to round this out a little bit better. Let me get another view from above. I think that'll be fine. It's not too much bigger than what they currently have, though, actually looking at it from above. Maybe I could just sink it like one block lower. So it's like covers over here too. There would be a lot of inkstone I would have to dig out. Just see how this looks. I am full up on inventory. Put this right here for now. I don't know, honestly. Might make it just a tiny bit bigger. A tiny bit, I mean like a good amount bigger. I think like this entire island might end up becoming a fish pond at this rate, so I check this one last time after I'm done with this chunk of mapping it out. Yeah, I think that'll look fine. Should be fine, yeah. So I'll mine that bit down like 3 blocks at the middle, I guess. I'll do like 5 blocks. That'll be deep enough for the Gregory. I guess I gotta mine down like 1 extra block so I can place down like the brown mushrooms for the floor, so. Well, at the very least, doing this will get me a whole lot of inkstone. Have a little bit for future projects whenever those come around. Also, I know I said I was using brown mushrooms. I'm thinking I might just switch over to using mangrove logs on their side, because I don't know. I feel like that might just look better with the way stuff is laid out. Like the darker color as a would contrast better with the inkstone, I guess would be the best way to say it. And to sort of make it look muddy still, I would just not put moss carpets on the bit around the top and like spreading out from the sides a bit. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. You guys do realize that you don't have to be in the way, right? Like, you guys could be like anywhere else, but you're all like right where I'm trying to work. Sorry guys, but I think I need to repair my pickaxe, so I have to do the inevitable. Alright, come on boys. Get your butts over here. I think I'm gonna dig out this one final level down here, then get to filling in the floor. Alright, so go block by block. Just do this. How does that look? I think that looks good. That does actually look a lot more like the like a muddy pond bank, whatever, than I thought it would. Might try and make sure all the logs are facing the same way though, just because it's probably gonna bother me otherwise. Ew. Mangrove sign, why are you showing up now? Guess I am gonna have to make some of the omnidirectional logs though. Just for the edges. Sort of just now noticing that the regular logs are called mangrove logs, but the full logs are called mangrove wood. I don't know. I never really thought about it like that. I guess it makes sense from like a game development standpoint, because having 2 items be exactly the same name would be kind of weird. I don't know how that would mess with code, but I don't know. I just never really noticed it before now, so. Time to go grab some more wood. Well, I should probably actually use these boats I have in my inventory. Boat. So I should have a whole bunch of logs in here. Yep, that's a whole bunch of logs. Just throw these in there for now. Come back from later if I need them. Well, even if the fish don't like it, at least the Endermen like it for some reason. Why are you guys here? Leave. What is that block doing? It's like... you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna extend the edge of the pond just by a tiny bit because I think it would look better this way. I think having it just sort of cut off at like a 1 block thick wall over here would look kind of jarring, I guess. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it would look better this way, so. Like at the end of this episode, I'm gonna need to have a statistic for this episode that just says like accidental mangrove logs stripped, something stupid like that, because I keep messing up with that. Now let me just get an overhead view of this really quick to make sure it looks good. Yeah, I think that looks nice and muddy. Gotta head over here and grab some more mangrove logs. Probably should just grab them all in one trip, but... Time to fill this bad boy up. Boop. Sort of thinking about that sort of as I go along. The bucket drain sound, or at least one of the bucket sounds, it sort of sounds like someone IRL, like just pouring water out of a bucket. I just sort of think it's kind of cool how like for a multi-million-dollar game, some of the sound effects were literally probably made in someone's garage of like literally just pouring water out. I don't know. It might not be all that interesting, but at least not to you guys. But I just think it's kind of neat that for such a big games, some sound effects were gotten from pretty mundane places. Even though that's probably like the most realistic thing for people to do. I don't know what else you would make a water bucket sound like besides recording yourself, I guess. The real deal. There we go. I think that looks good. So, make some seagrass. No, I might not have put any kelp in here because I just sort of like the way the seagrass looks. Yeah. And I can get started on the rest of this stuff. Nope, that's the wrong way. So I'm sort of gonna make it like muddy. Let me show you an example. This is like a better piece of flat terrain. Sort of make the edge of the pond sort of creep out a bit, texture it in. I'm gonna go back in with the moss carpet and sort of intermittently place it around the edges of the pond, but then completely fill in stuff elsewhere. If that makes sense. Well, I'm still gonna have to do the edges of this manually, so. Oh, God. Right, now that this is done. Oh, I still need to do this level up here too. Actually, let me get this first. Alright, sort of got the top bit done with the mangrove roof just as I want it. So, gonna go back in and place down carpets everywhere. Or, if I'm being honest, probably just however far the carpets will take me, because I don't think this is gonna cover everything, honestly. Yeah, this is definitely not covering everything. Oh, it would be really nice to get some of those actual moss blocks. That way I could get moss carpets a lot easier. Because right now I have to cut down like a whole mangrove tree for like 3 carpet. Which is fine if you're cutting down hundreds of mangrove trees already. But if you're not, then sort of just don't have a huge supply of them. And it looks alright, I think. Alright, do I want to make... I think one last thing I'm going to do before I bring the fish over is I want to make one of those fake mangrove trees over here. You know what? I could honestly just grab the moss block and bone meal a mangrove tree over here. I guess the fake ones do look a tiny bit better. Well, I don't know. Maybe have a mixture of them would be better. Of fake and real, because I do think these little ones I made look cool, but the big sort of like looming ones over here also look cool. I think it's just making sure everything isn't like too consistent, just so it looks a little bit nicer. Let me try growing one of these and see how it turns out. Yeah, I got enough bone meal. The reason I had to run over there to grab the podzol was because I have exactly 3 pieces of dirt in this entire world. Which is like super low, actually. I don't know why I never really thought about it before, but I only have 3 pieces of dirt right now. Besides the poor man's dirt we got over here. Where do I want to put this? I think like probably back here would be nice, so it's sort of silhouetted behind and it gives like a better sense of depth from the mainland. I feel like probably here would be good. Grow. There we go. Oh, that's a, well, I think that's fine. Pick this back up. Place the floor over here. And I might grow one over there too, just. So that was over there, so it'd probably be better like here. I think up here would probably be better. Would like a bigger one though, so hopefully get a big one. That is not a big one. Okay, we're redoing this one. Get out of here, you. I have 4 pieces of bone meal left though, so hopefully this takes me to the end. Let's see, 4 pieces of bone meal will be enough for a big tree. That's a big one. Okay, that's the size I wanted. That's the full 6. Okay, no, I shouldn't make that joke. That's the big one. Okay. Yeah, I might redo this one, honestly. I don't really like it. Now that I've seen the true scale of them. Come on. There we go. There's another good one. Let me see how that looks from the main. Actually, let me take this podzol real quick, because otherwise the Enderman will 100% steal it. So they like to do that. And then I'll go check out the sight lines at base. Yeah, I think that looks pretty nice. Yeah. I think that, actually that looks really nice, holy cow. I think I'm gonna keep those trees there and then just sort of gradually fill in the rest of the island so I can make a little park over there. I think it is time to grab the fish though. Grab the fish. Here's that one, and here's a Gregory. I'm gonna actually place a few of these in here real quick. Feels like it'd be cool if they had like a little bit of cover or something. So they're not out in the open all the time. Yeah, it's a little subtle, but I think it helps. At least breaks up the texture a tiny bit, although it's brown on brown, so. So, Gregory and unnamed fish number 2, this is now your new home. For probably a while. I don't know if I'm gonna ever feel like redoing this. One last thing I do want to do though is I brought my anvil with me for a reason. So I have Gregory, which is right there, and the other one does not have a name. However, someone commented on one of the previous videos. So I will pick up unnamed fish number 2 and put him in there. He shall be named Blembus. What? Who's that? Well, anyways, we now have Gregory and Blembus. So welcome to the family, Blembus. So they're now going to be in here, and I will probably stop by every once in a while. I might actually work on this next episode too, this island. At least around here, so I'm sure I'll see him around. Actually, I know I said one more thing I want to do, but there is one more thing I want to do after this too. So I think from one of the previous episodes, there is a wandering trader that showed up at base, and theoretically, he should still be around here somewhere. So, if I'm remembering this correct, where are you? Am I gonna have to go on a scavenger hunt for this dude? There's the llama. I'm looking for the wandering trader. I have no idea where he went off to, so. He didn't despawn, did he? I don't know exactly how the logic works for wandering traders despawning. I know that they do it eventually, but there he is. Okay, there he is. Blue hood. Well, I know they do spawn eventually, but this guy should have a trade for tropical fish. So we now have Gregory and Blembus. However, this last fish shall be in the... That's a cool looking one. She shall be in the tiny pond until he gets a name. That is the Cool Kids Club. This is the after school detention. That's the Cool Kids Club. This is the special ed class. So until this guy gets a name, he shall be in the tiny pond. And then once he does, he'll get moved to the big one. But that is all I wanted to get done for this episode today. Well, I said that's all I wanted to get done, but there is more stuff, but I got stuff to do in real life, so I'm just gonna cut it here. But since stopping episode here for today, you guys like this content, feel free to hit that like button. You guys have anything to comment about, any critiques, any suggestions for content, or a new name for the new fish, feel free to leave that in the comments below as well. And if you guys want to see more of this content, feel free hit that subscribe button, and I will be making another episode sometimes. But yep, that's it for this episode, guys, so we will see you later. Oh.